A nice day. Today is Tuesday, 31st of October 2023. The Government of India declared in 2014 that Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's birth anniversary on this day, that is October 31, will be celebrated as National Unity Day or Rashtriya Ekta Divas. Starting the newspaper analysis with the newspaper, The Hindu states that Israel-Hamas war day 25 live date ceasefire will not happen. Netanyahu accusing Israel of collective punishment of Palestinians and the forced displacement of civilians. The United Nations Agency for Palestinian Refugees said an immediate humanitarian ceasefire has become a matter of life and death for millions. Smoke and flames rise during an Israeli airstrike on West Gaza, October 30, 2023. The Hindu newspaper also states that Supreme Court puts Maharashtra Speaker on a deadline to decide defection pleas against breakaway Shiv Sena NCP lawmakers. Rahul Narvekar to decide disqualification petitions against the Chief Minister Eknath Shinde champ in the Shiv Sena dispute by December 31st, 2023 and against the breakaway faction headed by the Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar in the NCP dispute by January 31st, 2024. The Supreme Court on October 30 directed the Maharashtra Assembly Speaker Rahul Narvekar to decide disqualification petitions filed under the 10th Schedule Anti-Defection Law of the Constitution against the Chief Minister Eknath Shinde champ in the Shiv Sena dispute by December 31st, 2023. The Hindu newspaper also states that Delhi excise policy scam. Supreme Court dismisses bail pilya of ex-Deputy Chief Minister Sisodia facing corruption, money laundering charges. A bench headed by Justice Sanjeev Khanna, while denying bail, upheld Mr. Sisodia's right to speedy trial. The Supreme Court on October 30 dismissed a bail pilya filed by former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, who is facing money laundering charges in the liquid policy scam case. Going towards the Indian Express newspaper states that Manipur missing arms a concern can go to wrong hands. Assam Rifles DG says as for his assessment of the current law and order situation in the state, he said in the last 2 weeks there have been no reports of intense firings. I can see the situation is limping back to normalcy, he said. Assam Rifles Director General Lieutenant General PC Nair. Indian Express also states that Supreme Court sees to hear case from October 31st. What are electoral bonds? How has the government defended them? What court has to decide? What concerns have petitioners raised against the electoral bonds? What has the court said about them earlier? Maybe the important question of UPSC. A 5-judge bench led by the Chief Justice of India, D.Y. Chandrachud, will hear the pilyas. Indian Express also states that Mumbai air turned to very poor severe but one health advisory from BMC. It has been over almost 8 months since the BMC announced the plan to issue public health advisories in the February while presenting the budget. Doctors insist that issuing the advisories is necessary to shield the resistance, particularly those with the respiratory elements from the hazardous pollutants lurking in the air. Indian Express also states that Delhi excise policy case enforcement drive summons Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal for questioning on November 2. The enforcement drive summons came on the day Supreme Court denied bail to Kejriwal from Deputy Manish Sisodia in the same case, stating there is a material and evidence which tentatively supports one charge under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act (PLMA). The Enforcement Directorate has summoned Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Thursday for questioning in relation to the now scrapped Delhi excise policy case. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that use technology share actionable intelligence to deter illegal trade. Nirmala Sitharaman, Finance Minister. New Delhi Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Monday asked customers to use technology and share actionable intelligence to detail illegal trade while stressing on the need for the enhanced international cooperation to best smuggling networks and nab their kingpins. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman at the inaugural session of the Global Conference on Cooperation in Enforcement Matters 2023 organized in New Delhi on Monday. Hindustan Times also states that Rajnath says might is right has no place in Indian Ocean amid Chinese rise. New Delhi Defense Minister Rajnath Singh on Monday said no single country should dominate others in a hegemonic manner in the Indian Ocean region, while making a fresh call for a free, open, and rule-based maritime order in the vast stretch. Navy Chief Admiral R. Hari Kumar and the Defense Minister Rajnath Singh at the fourth Goa Maritime Conclave. Sometimes also states that India focused on delivering health coverage to all. Health Minister at World Health Organization. New Delhi, India's absolute focus is on delivering universal health coverage, said Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare Mansukh Mandavia on Monday. Going towards the economy of the country, West Asian conflict could trigger dual shock to global commodity markets. World Bank. The World Bank underlined that if the conflict escalates, policymakers in developing countries will need to take steps to manage a potential increase in headline inflation. The World Bank underlined that if the conflict escalates, policymakers in the developing countries will need to take steps to manage a potential increase in headline inflation. From the business point of view, satellite lifts a CBI ban on Zee Entertainment's Punit Goenka. The site also asked Goenka to cooperate with the Securities and Exchange Board of India (SEBI) in the investigation. The tribunal said in the event any material comes out against Goenka during the course of the investigation, then SEBI can adopt appropriate procedures in accordance with the law. Zee Entertainment Enterprises Limited Zee promoter Punit Goenka. Sri Lankan government renews Lanka IOC's petroleum license for 20 years. The license, originally issued in 2003, was to expire in January 2024. This will allow Lanka IOC to continue its retail operation on the Rapid Island nation until January 22nd, 2044. The Sri Lankan government has renewed the petroleum products license granted to Sri Lanka IOC. Indian Oil Corporation, the local subsidiary of Indian Oil Corporation, for another 20 years, officials said on Monday. The Sri Lankan government has renewed the petroleum products license granted to Lanka Indian Oil Corporation, the local subsidiary of Indian Oil Corporation, for another 20 years, officials said. From the world of news, including Israeli expands ground assault into Gaza as fears rise over airstrikes near crowded hospitals. Germany, a hotbed of Vietnamese descendants. 34 hours of fear, the blackout that cut Gaza off from the world. At China, military form, Russian defense minister accuses United States of fueling geopolitical tensions. How years of Israel failures on Hamas led to devastating attack. Anti-Israeli protesters storm Russia's Dagestan airport. Authorities shut premises. Going towards the science and technology, Apple supercharges new MacBook Pros with the M3 processors. Price starts at rupees 1,69,900. Apple MacBook Pro now comes in stunning space black finish and new M3 chips. MacBook in space black finish. Apple gives iMac and M3 refresh all in one desktop, now twice as fast as M1 version. Say hello to the new iMac. It has the same sleek design but with the powerful M3 chip that makes it twice as fast as M1 version. Despite the retention of the M1 iMac design, the new iMac does use more recycled materials in its construction. Windows 11 users can now open RAR files without third-party tools like WinRAR. Apart from RAR files, Windows 11 users can also open popular files format like 7z and .rar. .7z and .tar natively. Microsoft has released an optional update for the Windows 11 that lets user open and decompress RAR files without having to download the third-party tool like WinRAR. Windows 11 recently added 72 new features with the latest moment for updates. Last, there's a famous quotation said by Sir Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman, whose birth anniversary is 7 November 1888 up to 21st of November 1970. Was an Indian physicist known for his work in the field of scattering of light using a spectrograph that he developed. He and his student K.S. Krishnan discovered that when light traverses a transparent material, the deflected light changes its wavelength and frequency. This phenomena, hetero to unknown type of scattering of light, which they call modified scattering, was subsequently termed the Raman effect or Raman scattering. Raman received the 1930 Nobel Prize in Physics for the discovery and was the first Asian to receive non-Nobel Prize in any branch of science. C.V. Raman says a famous quotation. He says that in the history of science, we often find that the study of some natural phenomena has the starting point in the development of new branch of knowledge. Okay, thank you.